Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Awesome. That's a lot of energy for a Saturday morning. I like this. So welcome. My name is Sharon. That is my face up there. Here's me in human form. This here is Tyrone, and that's him up there, but in case you can't see him, there he is, hiding somewhere in the South Pole, that picture was.
Yes, that was South Pole.
Awesome. So today, we are professional pilots every day, but today in particular, we're here with Alto Helix to talk with you about drones. So just by a quick show of hands, who here knows what drones are? Okay, almost everyone. And who here has flown a drone? Okay, a little less hands there, not so bad. So for those of you who aren't familiar with drones or haven't had the chance to fly one yet, there's a couple basic things we need to know about flying first. Now, just throughout the show, we do ask, there's some fragile equipment, so please do keep your hands and feet to yourself, as well as everything clear of the aisles. So most drones fall into what we call small remotely piloted aircrafts, or SRPAs. These are drones that weigh between 250 grams to 25 kilograms. Now, just to demo how light that is, it's about 2 apples, is what I've been told. Or after the show, if you want to come on up and give this little baby a little lift, it's about 249 grams, this one. So in order to fly drones, you need to be certified. If you're not flying around any airports or heliports or near and around people, then you can get your basic operation certificate when you turn 14 years old by completing an online exam. If you will be near any airports or heliports or near and around people, then you're gonna need your advanced operation certificate, which you can get when you turn 16. Oh, is my voice irritating to the baby? Oh no. I've been told my voice can be quite shrill. So, your advanced operation certificate, you can get that when you turn 16 years old by completing both an online exam as well as an in-person practical exam.
Alright, now let's start with something simple. So what powers a drone? We know that our bodies are powered by food, like a pizza or a pineapple. But we can't feed a pizza or a pineapple to a drone and tell it to fly. Like electric cars or toys at home, drones are powered by batteries. And depending on the drone, the size may be tiny, like this one for the DJI Mini, or like this one, which is much bigger, for the DJI M300. This itself is already 8 pounds. While the size of the batteries are different, most of the batteries are good for about 30 minutes of flight time. So why is there a size difference, you're gonna ask? Well, simple is the larger the drone, the more power it requires to fly, and the smaller the drone, the less power it requires. The batteries are typically quite easy to be accessible and removable from the drone, so they're easy to quick to swap out whenever one of the batteries run out. Now, how do they fly, Sharon?
So there are 4 forces that act on an aircraft.
Yes.
No, it's not magic, that's a lie. Let's try that one more time. So, 4 forces that act on an aircraft. There we go. They are thrust, drag, weight, and lift. So let's start with the simplest of the 4, weight. So, and I've been instructed not to actually do this, but I have an apple. If I let it go, what's going to happen to it? It's gonna drop. Awesome. I had someone the other day tell me it's gonna fly, and I wasn't so sure about that one. Now, everyone stand up. Now, I know space is a little limited, so please do be careful when you do this, okay? On a count of 3, I want you to jump as high as you can. 1, 2, 3.
Nice.
Awesome, we've got some high reachers in here. Everyone please take a seat, well done. Awesome, so if I had dropped that apple, it would have went down. And for us, when we jumped up, we also came back down. This is because of Earth's gravity. It has a tendency of pulling things back towards the Earth, and that's weight.
Now let's talk about drag. Who here has stuck the hand out of a moving car? Most of us, good. Well, the feeling of air pushing your hand back is called drag. Now, depending on how you hold your hand, we're going to demonstrate this with a giant hand. There you go. Now, depending on how you hold your hand out, like this, if you hold your hand flat with the palm facing the airflow, air hits your hand like a wall. which generates a lot of drag. Now, if you flip it though, 90 degrees, and you have the palm facing the ground, you're displacing or you're moving a lot less air. And so it decreases, since the air is decreased and divided apart less, we call this aerodynamic. The more aerodynamic something is, the less drag it produces and the less energy is used.
Awesome. Now, thrust. Thrust is the force that propels the airplane forward. Can I have a volunteer? I saw your hand shoot up real quick. Come on down. Everyone, big round of applause. Does your shirt say jump? Oh my gosh, you just matched our exercise. Awesome. So what's your name there? Kyle? Awesome. Come on down, Kyle. So here, I've got a stomp rocket. So on a count of 3, I'm gonna want you to jump on this black spot as hard as you can, okay? Now, before we do that, who thinks Kyle's gonna be able to hit the ceiling? Who thinks he's not even gonna come close? I mean, Kyle himself said it's impossible, so we'll see how it goes, right? All right, Kyle, right over here. Let's have you facing the audience. And then on a count of 3, everyone, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! You hit it with ease, Kyle. Well done. All right, you can go back to your seat there. Kyle proved himself wrong. He hit the ceiling with ease. All right, so what you just witnessed there was a version of thrust. So what had happened was when Kyle stomped on the little black pump there, air went into the stomp rocket. Now, the thing is, there's nowhere else for the air to escape except through the back of the rocket. This generates an equal and opposite reaction to move the rocket forward. Who knows what that's called? Equal and opposite reaction, yes. Newton's third law, actually. Very close though, but you got the name. Newton's third law, equal and opposite reaction. Air goes in, escapes out the back, propels the stomp rocket forward. But Kyle, I don't know if you want a full-time job just doing this all day for commercial aircrafts. So instead, what smart engineers have done was design propellers. So propellers spin typically in the front of the plane and they take a bite out of the air. It's very similar to how when you're swimming and you use your arms to push the water backwards in order to propel yourself forwards.
All right, last but not least is lift. Lift is arguably the most important force, since without it, airplanes won't be able to fly. So how exactly does it work? Well, we're going to demonstrate here, we're going to take a look. If we blow air over this sheet, what do you think is going to happen? Put your hands up if you think the sheet's going to float. A few of us. Put your hands up if you think the sheet is going to go down. Equal amount. And how many guys just have no idea what's going to happen?
I dig it, scientific.
There you go, I like it, you guys are honest. Okay, we're just going to see what's going to happen.
Alrighty. See if I can aim this correctly. There we go. Haha.
So yes, even if it's aiming down, you can see that it's actually floating. So what's going on here? Well, Bernoulli figured it out, so we call this the Bernoulli principle. Think of air molecules like little dots in the air, and the amount of dots in the air don't change though. What does change is how fast the dots move. In an open space like this, the faster the dots have to move, the less dense the air is, meaning the air is lighter. The air that was underneath the sheet though is undisturbed, so it's heavier compared to the air on top, which pushes the sheet upwards towards lighter air.
When airplanes fly though, we can't just put a big fan in front of it and hope for the best. So again, the smart engineers came up with a wing design to help with this process. We're gonna slice the wing open right here and take a look at what we call the profile of the wing. Now there's a name for this profile. It's called an airfoil. Let's pretend, I always turn the wrong way for this. Let's pretend that these arrows right here is the air. So the top of the airfoil is curved. So the air on top has to travel further, which means it also has to travel faster. Did you see that? Let's try that one more time in slow motion. So as you can see, with this curve right here, the green arrow on top has to travel further and also in turn faster than the red arrow. This creates a region of low pressure on the top and high pressure on the bottom. High pressure, being the stronger of the two, pushes the wing upwards, thereby generating lift.
Hey, so this drone over here on my left, your right, is called an EB. We call that a fixed wing drone because the wings are fixed. This drone here though in center stage is the M300. We call it a rotorcraft, since it has rotors that spin kind of like a helicopter. So clearly it doesn't have any wings. So how does it fly though? Well, it actually does have wings, sort of. The propellers are shaped like wings themselves. So the rotors spin to speed up the air above it, which makes a low pressure region. The higher pressure region underneath pushes the blades up, and along with it, the drone. The propellers spinning in different directions, and depending on which ones are spinning faster, the drone's going to move in a different way.
If anyone wants to take photos and videos, this is an excellent opportunity.
Give you guys a second to pull up your phones. Okay, here we go. When now the blades spin faster, the drone climbs, like this.
Did you limit it?
It should be. I think it's got an inhibitor on it. There you go. And when they spin slower, the drone will descend. It's going to pop back up so it's not our height level. There you go. And when the ones that spin clockwise go faster, it turns or yaws to the left. And when the ones that spin clockwise go faster, it yaws to the right. Like so. And when the ones that, when the blades on the left go faster, it moves to the left, or it rolls to the left. Run over Sharon's head here. And when the ones on the right move faster, it rolls to the right. Like so. And when the blades on the back move faster, it goes backwards. And when the forward ones move faster, it goes forwards. Pretty simple, right?
Awesome. So we all know how to fly a drone now, right? Yeah? Awesome. Everyone's certified. I'm kidding, you have to do an online exam, please. Don't come out and fly a drone like that. So, now that we know how they fly, what can drones be used for? Anyone know? Yes, in the green hat. Sorry, could you say that a bit louder there? Take things in nature, make sure everything's good. Green shirt over there? Oh, well, a lot of green today. Bringing packages, that's a good one. Red shirt over there? Camera surveillance. Now, we don't do that with our neighbors, right? Just double checking. Awesome. So, drones are super versatile and constantly improving in their technology, which means that we will find more uses for them. Now, can I have an adult volunteer?
I think I see one third row in the white. Perfect.
All right, everyone, big round of applause.
Your name? Wesley, perfect.
Awesome, so Wesley and Tyrone are gonna go off to the side for a quick second. Meanwhile, for the rest of us, you're stuck with me. So, we are gonna go through some drone uses. For the hobbyists, as we mentioned, drones are excellent for capturing beautiful sights, both in photo and video format. This is in Markham, at the Markham Museum, and it was captured by just this little drone right here. You can see the quality on the camera is still pretty breathtaking. For companies, drones are great for saving on money and doing work that may be considered dangerous for workers. The work that needs to be done determines the attachment or payload, such as the one you see here, that gets attached to the drone. So for example, with a simple high quality camera, instead of sending a worker high up to do a tower inspection, you can launch a drone instead, which can transmit photo and video content instantaneously to conduct that inspection. Also really good for record keeping afterwards. With multispectral cameras, it can capture images from specific bands of light, such as red, green, and blue. This can help create a map for farmers to use. They can compare it against a vegetation index to check on the health of their field so that they can pay more attention to any problem areas. With mapping tools such as Pix4D, construction managers can capture images that can be manipulated on the computer. Even cooler, this program will capture the data in 2D and generate a 3D model. This means that after capturing all the images and processing it all, if a project manager wants to measure the size of like a specific pile of dirt, they can do that without going back to the construction site. Drones can also be pre-programmed to fly from point A to point B. As we mentioned, to deliver your online everyday shopping packages or even life-saving first aid supplies. This is especially important for areas that may be remote, inaccessible, or any disaster relief area where flying in a crew with supplies would take longer than just launching a drone. So I have a little confession to make. I know you guys came in here a bit later than 11 o'clock today, and that was because I was at a wedding last night in Hamilton. I checked the traffic this morning, and the traffic said I was gonna get here in 50 minutes. It took me an hour and a half. And unfortunately, there was a car accident that happened, so it added extra time to my route. Now, imagine if I had the capability to fly. Would I have been late? Probably not. Honestly, given my reputation, I might be, but yeah. Well, I can launch a drone from anywhere. I can launch a drone as long as it's a certified area and I've filed a flight plan for it. So as long as I can do that, with that said, please do not hang yourself on a drone and fly. Take the car, take the airplane. But to my original point, back in October of last year, a drone flew from Toronto Western to Toronto General Hospital. They did this in order to deliver an urgent set of lungs that were needed for transplant. That trip by car, without the horrible Toronto traffic, is easily 10 minutes, but the drone did it in just half the time. If drone delivery is that efficient over such a short distance, imagine how much more time can be saved, such as my drive this morning with the unexpected incident. So imagine how much faster drone delivery could be over longer distances, crossing over Lake Ontario between us and Niagara Falls, instead of driving all the way around through Hamilton and coming around.
Okay, demo time. So we're gonna do a mock search and rescue mission with Wes here. Wesley, right? Yeah. So he's been giving a quick lesson on the basics of flying a drone. And what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be looking for Mr. Skeleton. So he's hiding somewhere in the crowd today amongst you guys, nowhere. What we have is a thermal camera attached to the drone. So it's gonna be looking for heat signatures. So anyone that's got a body temperature is gonna glow red. And anyone that's gonna be cold, such as Mr. Skeleton, is gonna be glowing black. So let's try to find Mr. Skeleton. It's all yours.
If you want to follow along, this is exactly what the thermal camera is seeing right now.
Yeah, just pop her up. I'll go up. For sure. Go down and up. Yeah. Yeah. That's all good. And let's try to find Mr. Skeleton. Can everyone find themselves? I think you found him.
I think everyone should be pointing.
He is, you see that? So everyone's going red, except for there's one black figure, and he's sitting right there. So that's Mr. Skeleton, and he's black because he's a lot colder than everybody else. They can pan left again slowly, and everyone can find themselves. Everyone wave, say hi. There you go. That's the middle section now. And it's coming back to the left. And you can land her whenever he wants. Take it to his holder. Well done. Give a hand for Wes. Thank you so much for doing that. Appreciate it.
Awesome job. So, while that was a basic demo, this is actually a real-life application of drones that first responders do. Now let's hear from Brent from the Ontario Fire Marshal to hear how him and his teams use drones.
Hello everyone, my name is Brent Sterling. I'm a district fire chief with the Kane Township Fire Department, and I'm also an emergency response specialist with the Office of the Fire Marshal. One of the applications for drone technology that is evolving quite quickly now is in the use for hazardous materials response. Traditionally, if we went to a hazardous materials response or a spill of some type of chemical, our firefighters would have to dress up in chemical resistant suits, go down close to that product, we call that the hot zone, determine what the product was, how big it was, and then come up with a plan on how to clean it up and make sure everyone's safe. Now, we can simply send the drone down to gather information for us by way of videos, photos, and even air quality without sending out one firefighter into that dangerous environment. So drones are helping keep emergency responders safe. Another application would be at a motor vehicle collision. If a vehicle was down a deep gully or a ravine, firefighters would have to rappel down by rope, figure out how many people were trapped or hurt, what type of equipment and resources they need, and then send down another crew to bring those equipment with them. With a drone, you can simply fly down while everyone else is setting up and getting prepared to deploy, and even have one-way communications with the victim. With drone technology, firefighters are able to respond more quickly, helps keep you safe, and makes us more effective.
Well, thank you, Brett, for that informative talk. Now we have one more surprise for you guys, okay? So, sometimes drones aren't the right tools for the job. This could be an area that's too difficult to access, or isn't safe to fly into. In that case, we have our little buddy called Spot. We have our buddy called Spot. Well, I think we're gonna need your help here. We have a robot called Spot, and we can't seem to find him right now. He's a little bit shy, so he's gonna need a little bit of encouragement, okay? Well, first thing, he is shy, so please remain in your seats and keep the aisles clear. And just to encourage him to come out, on the count of 3, we're gonna yell his name, okay? So, 1, 2, 3, Spot!
I know you guys can do better than that.
One more time. 1, 2, 3, Spot!
Oh, I got him! There he is!
So there he is, Spot, our robot dog. He doesn't give the fluffiest cuddles, but he does help us in situations that may be considered too dangerous for us to investigate.
Wanna come up on stage? Hi, buddy. Let's say hi to everyone. Can we do that? Wait a second. Is that smoke I see up there?
Oh. So this looks like a perfect job for Spot. Again, please make sure you guys keep your hands and feet outside of the aisles. So Spot is fitted with a camera that we can see on our display. And we can send Spot in to see where the smoke is coming from. Then create a safe plan of action and
Work our way from there.
So, like a regular dog, Spot can also be trained. In this case, Spot can be programmed to recognize various symbols for hazardous materials. So, I'm not sure if you guys can make it out, but that is a live feed, and that is a DG symbol, or dangerous goods symbol, on the left there. And it says 1845, and you can see we programmed it so it recognizes what 1845 is. In this case, it stands for a broken fog machine. So don't worry, all this, the smoke is safe, non-toxic for us to breathe in. And
We'll get a tech on that. All right, so I don't know about you guys, but that one felt like a close one. But Chris is averted, everyone is good. And fear not, Spot's gonna make his way back down. But as he does that, I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone for joining us today. If there are any questions about drone licensing, purchasing, our experiences, or anything else, please feel free to come on down to talk to us. We do ask that everyone come down the middle aisles and exit through the outer aisles. In addition, if anyone wants to take a picture with Spot or any of the drones, we do ask that everyone stay off the stage. If you would like a picture with Spot, just sit in the front here, and then Spot will come up behind you at a safe distance. You just need to make sure you get Spot's good side. And for anyone with children, which is most people in here, we do ask that everyone be supervised by an adult. Otherwise, we hope you enjoyed the show. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day.
thank you very much.